COAD. And many of you may know VOAD, which is Volunteer Organizations Active in Disaster. COAD is an offshoot. It's the same. It's just that our organization felt like the community comes together during times of disaster, and we felt calling it COAD, Community Organizations Active in Disaster, was more fitting for our community. So we are affiliated with VOAD, and I'll talk more about that in a moment, but that is why we chose VOAD, or COAD, sorry. Even I confused myself. So what is COAD? COAD is guided by 4 principles, the same as VOAD, of the 4 C's: cooperation, communication, coordination, and collaboration. COAD helps to streamline disaster service efforts of agencies, organizations, with a goal of efficient use of resources to ensure that duplication of efforts are minimized. And that's really important in a disaster. COAD and VOAD focus on the recovery efforts. We focus on donation management. Daniela Sands is a good example of how VOAD comes together and puts a great organization together. And as I said, we are an affiliate of VOAD. It's a national, state, and local entity organization. VOAD was founded in 1970 by organizations that were committed to unifying their response to disasters. Volunteer organizations through their local affiliates are often the first on the scene for a disaster. Why? Because many organizations are community-based and are able to mobilize quickly and provide immediate assistance, such as feeding, sheltering, clothing, and monetary donations for individuals and families. And there's so many wonderful organizations in this community that provide resources during times of disasters. And the COAD is, its idea is to bring those organizations together, to be more efficient and effective with the resources and get them out to the community. We have some awesome COAD partners. The Mendocino COAD is sponsored by North Coast Opportunities, who provide services throughout the county, and they actually provide services in 7 counties. We have 2 major partners. So for years, the VOAD had been in Mendocino County, but we hadn't had a major disaster like we experienced in 2017 with the fires. So a lot of organizations and entities did not know what VOAD was. But we had developed a plan to be able to respond to the needs of the fire survivors. And those 2 major partners were the Community Foundation of Mendocino County and North Coast Opportunities. And the plan was designed that the Community Foundation was able to receive monetary donations, and NCO would be the responding organization that would help get those resources out. And it worked really well. It works really well. We have some other wonderful partners. There's many, many, many to list, but some that are very active, continually active. Of course, of North Coast Opportunities, the Community Foundation of Mendocino County, Red Cross, American Salvation Army, the United Way of the Wine Country, and as I said, there's many, many others. In 2017, as I mentioned earlier, the VOAD activated, we were VOAD then, in response to the fires. And from our activation, the Mendocino Rebuild Our Community was formed, or the MROC. Many of you are probably very familiar with the MROC. The MROC was able to provide immediate relief following the disaster, which included motel, gas vouchers, food, medication vouchers, and so much more. We were able to distribute these things within 24 hours. critical needs designed to remove barriers to stable, safe, long-term housing or work. We provided rental assistance. We helped purchase or rebuild homes for the fire survivors from the 2017 fires. Community recovery efforts to help the community recover and become more resilient is always our goal. We even helped the animals during our recovery efforts from the 2017 fires. We helped work with organizations that provided kids activities to restore a sense of normalcy for children impacted by fires. There were homestretch funds to help with replacing furniture once fire survivors were able to return home. Other support such as helping seniors, support for educators, and so much more. In all, we distributed more than $4 million to fire survivors in our communities to help during this time of need. And again, that's what the COAD is about, is how do we help our community in a time of need? Then COVID hit. Again, the COAD stepped up and is providing response now. The Community Foundation and NCO, there's food relief to individuals who are experiencing food insecurities. Funds helping senior centers and the food banks throughout the counties. Immediate assistance for rental and utilities. Funds to targeted nonprofits experience increased demand due to COVID-19. And funds to help assist small businesses have been distributed around our county. Again, with the goal to help our community recover from these disasters. So why get involved? As I said earlier, we changed our name to COAD because we believe in our community and our community is strong. And so it takes a community. We believe in the whole community. It takes a community to help during a disaster and after a disaster. It's extremely important to have donations management during a disaster, as Daniela could speak to, and it takes several volunteers to help with this effort. Maybe you're not part of an organization at this time, but the COAD is always in need of volunteers to help during these disaster times. Disaster resources continue to support those experiencing extreme hardships during disasters. And it's people like you watching, the community, that can help us achieve those goals. When the 2017 fires devastated our community, again, it was our community that stepped up to help. And either by making donations or volunteering time, and it's so appreciated. Join the COAD. Learn how to donate and volunteer successfully during a disaster. Help us keep providing great resources to our community and those in need. There are fires currently in our county. We will be here to help. I hope you'll join us. If you have more questions, please feel free to, there's some phone numbers I'm going to give you. There is the volunteer network. You can contact them to find out how to get involved with COAD, and that's 462-1959, 462-1959. Also, NCO currently has case managers helping people through difficult times dealing with COVID and fires. You can contact a disaster case manager at 707-621-8817, 707-621-8817. And then there's the Fire Recovery Center, which Danielle will probably talk about later. And their number is 489-3970. So thank you for watching.